everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. Tricky trill fingerings on the recorder. You guys ask me about this all the time. Are there shortcuts, cheats, alternative fingerings? What should you do? I'm here to help you. If you're trilling just by moving your fingers up and down, that's quite straightforward. I've done a whole other video detailedly talking about trills, that's up here, ages ago when this room was yellow and I was wearing my glasses. The difficult thing comes when your fingers have to alternate. We're talking about E flat to F, or the big one, G to A. I'm going to take you all the way up and down the recorder, giving you some alternative cheat fingerings for a whole bunch of tricky trills. But first I want to get into something really important. It's vital to understand the context and the function of your trill before you go messing with it. With the recorder, we're most often talking about Baroque or modern or contemporary repertoire. Trills behave very differently in both of these. In the Baroque, your trill is going to be based on your key signature, so there'll be a note depicted and the upper note that you trill to will have to fit in the key. That will tell you if you need sharps or flats. You're always going to start on this upper note and give a bit of emphasis to it. And the function of this trill is to create dissonance with the harmony. Moving to contemporary music, you may be fitting into the key signature, or there may be no key signature at all. You might be trilling between two quite random notes that are notated, and you will probably start on the lower note, not the upper note. The function of the trill can be a number of things. It can be to create dissonance in the harmony, or to create rhythmic interest, or to make a strange atmosphere or feeling, or to create a different sound colour. The rules aren't as clear, and this can allow you to be creative. So bearing all of that in mind, can you remember all of that? Let's go to our trills. I'm going to start at the bottom and go higher. Starting with the bottom hole, trilling between the F and F sharp. Yes, this is the problem, our little finger. Basically, you would not have this written in a Baroque piece of music, so it's going to be in a contemporary context. I would suggest either emphasising the difficulty of it, because that might be why it's written, or really relaxing your finger and kind of letting it shake. Neither are a clean, perfect trill, but if the composer has written this, that's the point. G to A flat. You can get this if you're playing in F minor. Ooh. To cheat, you can use finger number 7 to trill. You can go for a wide Baroque trill. Now, in some Baroque styles, a trill is to create dissonance, so the wider your trill, the more dissonant it is, and they actually like this. So you would start by trilling the normal notes, and then you would make the trill wider by taking away your whole finger. So from now on, when I say a wide trill, that's what I mean. Start with the real notes and then actually trill to the semitone above that, making a wider trill. Options, options, we've got them all. B flat to A. We can do a wide trill, trilling with finger 5, or to cheat, you could half close finger 5 like this. For Baroque, I choose the first, for contemporary, I choose the second. And for a B to A trill, I would do the same. For Baroque, I'd do it wide. And for contemporary, I would trill with half of finger 4. I'm missing out the straightforward trills just so that you're like, well, where's that one? D flat to C. Oh, that's not a nice one. To cheat, you can close finger 6 all the way for the D flat and then trill with finger 7. As you can hear, you have to drop the breath pressure a little bit. You have the wide trill, but that's pretty wide. A trill that is going to come up all the time in Baroque repertoire is the E flat D, depending on how you play your E flat. This is one of the most used alternative cheat fingerings. You play your D with 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, half 6, and then you trill finger 4. It's pretty in tune and it's used a lot. Store that one in your memory bank. F to E. This one is also used all the time. If it's contemporary music, consider keeping the original fingering to show that struggle. A really easy cheat trill fingering is trilling with number 3. F sharp to E involves a really annoying flapping back and forth of your thumb and finger. So finger E and then trill with your first finger to go up to the F sharp. Of course, precede it with the real F sharp. And F sharp to F, also annoying and flappy, you can do by trilling finger 3. Or you can finger F and then trill your second finger. A flat to G, that's a lot of fingers moving. So A flat to G, I would trill with finger 7. You can also finger A flat like this, half 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half 6, and then trill finger 7. Are you following me? Here's the big one, the one you asked me the most of all, the horrible A to G. A lot of fingers alternating, going across a register break, and composers write it all the time. Help. I'm going to show you 4 ways you can trill. Try them out for yourself, see which fits best with your recorder and in the context of the piece you're playing. Finger G and then trill with 3, 4 and 5. Put all the fingers on the recorder except for your thumb and then trill number 5. Or all the fingers on your recorder except for the thumb and trill 6 and 7. That might be a bit easier because you're not moving your middle finger. And a soft one is to play A and then trill with finger 6. Or maybe you have to add half of 7 as well actually. B flat to A. You can either trill with 7, that's nice, or half 5. Between B and B flat is difficult. I would actually trill with half 4, but it's delicate. C sharp is notorious as being an unstable fingering, but the good news is trilling with it isn't that difficult. To trill down to a B, just add finger 5 and blow quite softly. Trill to a C, add finger 6. E to D involves another register break, so you can't just trill between them. It takes a bit of getting used to, but I would play E, shade with finger 3, and then trill with fingers 6 and 7. E to E flat, you can do by adding finger 6 and maybe half of 7 if your recorder needs it. And then F to E flat, I would add finger 2 and 6 and half 7 if your recorder needs it. So there we go, 2 octaves full of cheat fingerings for trills. I also want to say right now, it's really important if you're playing Baroque music that you're very aware of the sound colours you're creating. A lot of these alternative trill fingerings have a really different sound colour than a normal opening fingering, and you want to avoid having like la, la. So maybe there is an easier trill fingering, but it doesn't actually sound very good in the piece you're playing. Now that you've got all of these, go forth, trill, have fun playing your twiddly, baroque and contemporary repertoire. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here. Over here is the Team Recorder web shop where you can support the channel and buy things like cool merch and sheet music. And up here is my thorough introduction to trills, because I know you want it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, bye!